Well, here we go. I'm back. It happens. But I got a front too, and nobody ever complains about that. They only say, "You're back, you're back." All right, all right, all right, enough of that. Father, we're grateful, Father. We are so very grateful, Father. Oh, that's the way it goes. It's like that. And you get that overwhelming spirit, it just tells you, So I was talking about this guy, okay, the name was Enlil. So if you've been here before, you heard me talk about Enlil. Enlil landed on this planet like hundreds of thousands of these Earth years ago. Okay, so now, thing is you got to understand that time, the perception of time difference is here on the planet as it is, compared to space. When you're traveling in the plasma of space, you're gonna experience a dilation of time progression differently than you would on the nucleus of a cell. I mean, on the surface of a planet. And so that's something to always be mindful of, because your planet is rotating, in all this certain clock position, and it's mechanized and mechanical, and yeah, you got to wind it every now and again, kind of like my brain. So anyway, Enlil, he gets here and he radios back and all that and lets them know, and so they're gonna send the the fleet, the working people now, and all that. Well, in the meantime, as they're coming, and like I said, it's a difference. So the Earth's spinning and he's experiencing this new sensation of gravity. Like, I mean, they had a gravity to a sense on their own planet, of course, but it was a different, lighter gravity. It wasn't as heavy as it is on the third rock from the sun, and so it was something, he's out there, like, you ever walking around in that mud, that's up to your knees, and it's like, and it sucks you in and you just feel all weighed down, kind of like everybody's been feeling the last few days because of the solar flares. But it was kind of like that, and he just felt real, like, heavy, and it wore him out a lot, and he was getting tired more often than he just didn't understand that. But he wanted to do some research before everybody else got there. And so for him, it was like several weeks, even months. For the crew coming through, it was only a matter of a few days. So anyway, he's cruising around and he's taking notes. He did what repairs he could on his ship and all that whatnot. But he's getting out and he's working himself, getting himself stronger every day, working to the exercise and whatever, to the gravity, just working through it, pushing through it. It's heavy, it's hurts him, and it's new, it's confusing, but he just kept going through and pushing through it and working through it until he got used to it. And so by the time the rest of everybody else had gotten to him, he had already documented in his own, several 1,000-mile radius or whatever, that, he was able to, travel in with his little cruiser. What was that thing that Luke Skywalker cruised around on Tatooine on, land speeder, something like that. Yeah. And he's just cruising around and he's taking notes and samples and, checking out. So he had documented all the plant species, all of the mammal species, all the, what are the birds called? Not equatorial. That's equator. Uh, oh man, I don't remember what you call a bunch of birds, man. Aviary, something like that. And but yeah, he documented all that, all the fish, the fowl, and the beasts of the land, and he documented all of it, and all, like I said, all the different kind of plant species down to the micro levels. Took samples of all their DNA and everything of the plants, the animals, everything, the water, the air, the mineral contents, and he took samples of the different minerals, all because that's what they were coming for, was the minerals and the resources. That's what they do. They exploit the resources of each and every planet that they come in contact with and deplete it of all of its resources, and basically alter it to their own, and not in that order either. They came, here he came, he took the research and got all the inventory done, did the homework before everybody else came along, and now he, like I said, he's the action guy. He's the guy that just goes out and does things. He doesn't even take a lot of time to think about it. He just can see all the possibilities, and he makes a plan of attack, and he makes it happen. But it's Inky who's coming. Inky's coming, and he's like the scientist, man. He likes to tinker with things and get in there and say, hey, what does this do, man? He's analytical and thinks real heavy about things, and you know thinks a long time before making a choice. But when he makes a choice, he makes that choice, precisely, decisively, whatever the words are. Isn't that right, Kat? I'm talking about your people. She knows. Comes in here and says, hey, what are you talking about? You ain't supposed to be talking these stories, man. You're telling stories out of school again. Knock it off. You ain't supposed to be telling these stories. But that was the deal. He spent, like I said, as the Earth itself spins and calculates, the day turns to night, the night destroys the day, or wait, the night divides the day destroys the night. You can try to run, you can try to hide, but you've got to break on through to the other side. That is just the way, man. Yeah. So he had all that information before they got there, and including the different type of hominoids indigenous to the planet, a lot of them, and whatnot. Well, at that time too, the surface of the planet did not look like it does at this time. It was just one big giant continent that they called Pangea, the supercontinent, with maybe a few little outlying islands here and there, whatever. But it was just a great big ginormous continent, Pangea, and it had great big giant trees that reached way up above the clouds. The tree canopy was way up above the clouds. And that was, another thing. See, in their homeworld, they had depleted the resources to the point that he didn't even know what a tree was. So he was astounded by the amount of life that was abundant here, and it was just everywhere. And the plants that grew were just edible. Everything was, healthy and nutritious, and there was, everything could be used for medicines. And man, yeah, they didn't have to synthesize that stuff anymore. But them trees were so big that you couldn't even see the tops of them from the ground. They were so big. The canopies completely covered you couldn't even see the sky from it just kind of had this haze going on, and this, light green glow everywhere and stuff because of the sun coming through the canopy. It was kind of like living inside of a tropical rainforest, like a terrarium, or something like that. But man, it was just, and all the little hominid creatures, they were all living up in the trees, and they made their homes there. The land, the earth, they provided for everybody and everything, just, completely, comfortably. He was amazed and astounded, and just saw how rich it was, and knew that they had come to the promised land. That's what happened, man. And that all happened before Inky even showed up. It's a thing. Like I said, it was only a few days for Inky, but for Enlil there on the surface, right up in the middle of it, the nucleus of it all. Yep, he was taking that inventory, waiting for them to come. Yes, he was. Well, I don't think I can talk about any more of that at this point in time. We'll have to be continued, I think. Yes, yes, yes. There's more to come. There is. I promise. A lot more. A lot more. Oh my gosh. It's not even it's beyond the beginning and far from the end. That's for sure. Yes, it is. So I'm not going to do any more videos tonight, probably, maybe, because she is going to go to bed right now and crash. And I don't want to post up unedited videos because they're more fun when they're edited. I don't know. The whole point is just to have fun. Men are that they might have joy, and that's written in the book. It is right there in that book. This basic instructions before leaving Earth. It's in there. I can't tell you exactly where. There's good people out there that probably could. They know these things by heart. I don't memorize all of that stuff. I got so much going on because I consume so much information that I can't keep it all straight most of the time. But I do know it does say it in there that we're meant to have joy. We're meant to be happy. We're not meant to be all miserable and crazy like I like to get every now and again. Well, I don't necessarily like to get to it. I just get that way. It's that, round and round bipolar, that ADHD garbage, that I keep trying to say, like the, yeah, I'm telling you, I got all 80 of those HDs, man. It's a thing. So yeah, what was I saying? I'm gonna chill out for the rest of the night, and let me see. I don't know what tomorrow's going to bring because it ain't going to be here yet. So I don't think I'll worry about tomorrow because there ain't nothing I can do about it. It's coming whether I like it or not. But here's the funny thing about tomorrow. When it gets here, it's today. And when today is no longer with us and it's gone, it's yesterday. Isn't that some fun stuff how that works out? So once it's no longer, I don't have to worry about it. And until it is, I don't have to worry about it. It's a thing, man. It's really a thing. So good luck to each and every single one of you out there. And until next time, remember, kindness is key. And I love you. Later.